Hey guys, so sorry I'm a bit sweaty and out of breath. I just finished a workout. I was thinking about you and something I wanted to share, an insight I had while fit training today. So I'm going to talk about fitness for a minute, and then I'm going to use that as a way of explaining how to make more money. So it's not really about fitness, it's about money, but I want to just point out the idea in the fitness concept. So for that context, I love CrossFit, and the reason I love CrossFit is because I love power. And so I'm going to make distinct for you power from strength. So strength is how much weight you can move. Can I pick up this amount of weight, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 500 pounds? The more weight I can move, the more strength I have. Power is how much weight I can move in a certain amount of time. You could say the work I do divided by time. And so somebody might be able to lift 100 pounds 5 times. Another person might be able to lift 200 pounds 5 times. But then you put them against the clock, and the person that can't lift 200 pounds 5 times can lift 100 pounds 5 times faster than the stronger person. And so that person might have a higher output of power. And it's not like power is more important than strength or vice versa. They're just different as far as in the physical body goes. Power is really about your metabolic conditioning. What's your capacity to move weight over time? And so I like to be strong, but I also like to have physical power, which means a high capacity of work in a small amount of time. And so I've been training at home, my little home gym, outside backyard gym over here for, I guess since March 11th, since day one of our lockdown here, since the pandemic. And my typical CrossFit routine has kind of become more of a strength weight workout and lots of long distance runs. And so I'm doing CrossFit workouts, but without the competition, without the collaboration with friends, the intensity is not the same. And what I noticed today, I did a high demanding metabolic workout, a high power demanding workout. And what I noticed is that, wow, I've really slowed down. But I haven't gotten less strong. I've maintained my strength, and maybe I even increased my strength because I've been adding weight in some of my lifts. And so it's quite possible, I haven't measured, but it's quite possible I've gotten stronger, but at the same time I've lost power, because I've lost the capacity to do a certain amount of work, the same amount of work I used to be able to do over a certain amount of time. So I'm doing less work over the same amount of time, even though I'm stronger, which means I have less power output. And I was thinking about how this shows up in business too, right? So a person works on developing their strength. They get new skills, new capacity. Like in my work, it's like when I learn to feel more deeply, when I connect with my intuition, when I'm able to bring certain ways of seeing to a conversation. I've strengthened my skills and my abilities. And what I see all the time is I see a lot of people in my industry in particular that are really strong in their capacity to make a difference in somebody's life through being with them in conversation, but they're not increasing their power output because they're not changing how much time it takes them to do that. And sometimes it's just as simply because they're actually not thinking about how could I do what I do, use these skills that I have in less time. How could I compress what I'm doing into a smaller amount of time? And that's essentially what a CrossFit workout, it's like, sure, you can lift weights, but what if you tried lifting that same amount of weight against the clock? What if you tried doing more of it or the same amount in less time? And I have a friend actually who, since the pandemic, he used to do 2-hour conversations. He's a really deep spiritual teacher, profound insight you can have through being with him. And he started offering these 15-minute sessions. And now people are paying him the same or more money for being impacted by him 15 minutes, where before it was over the course of 2 hours. And so he hasn't increased his strength since the pandemic hit, but he has increased his power. And so how do you increase your power? Well, you do it by actually just shrinking the amount of time. A friend of mine has another coach, a business coach, who works with people that are doing about $500,000 in their year in a small business and helps them to get to, 2 million plus. And so the requirement is you have to be at that level. And his first task for you is to stop working 1 day a week and maintain your income. And so it's just an increase in power. It forces you to compress the work that you do into a smaller amount of time. And one of the classic ways when you're going from 500 to 2 million or something like that is leverage, obviously in business. How can you leverage what you do? That's a classic way of increasing your power. Leverage meaning, turn what you do, your service, into something that's automated, use systems, leverage through having people that work for you, that kind of thing. So there's lots of different ways to increase your power. What I wanted to get across today is that while you can be increasing your strength, you may not be increasing your power. And in fact, like me with fitness, you may be actually decreasing your power. You may be getting stronger at what you do and spending more time doing it with people instead of less time in order to create the same result. So I think there's a video that I wrote or I shot called compressing time. It's about compressing time. So if I have that video on my YouTube, I'll link it here so you can watch that as well. But most of all, I want you to start looking at, what is my power output? How am I increasing my power? Not just how am I increasing my strength. Absolutely, you want to do that too, but how can I increase my power? You can actually increase your power very quickly without getting any better, without growing in your ability. But you need to start looking for it. So I'm going to go help out my son. Sounds like he's having a hard time over there. My name is John Patrick Morgan. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're watching on YouTube, do it. If you're on Facebook, hit me with a comment or a like. And if you are interested in being in conversation with me on an ongoing basis, then I highly recommend you read the page about Creators Circle that you can find on my website. You'll find the link, click on that below. Much love. Bye for now.